question to both of you. How does it sit with you? Start with you, maybe, Toby.
Yeah, it's been so exciting the last couple of days, and incredibly humbled and so proud to be in the position alongside Dylan, and I suppose has taken a while to sink in the last couple of days, and over the next couple of days I'm sure I'll get more opportunity to do that. But yeah, so excited, especially doing it alongside Dylan, and I can't wait to get stuck into it.
Dylan, yourself, what does it mean to be Richmond co-captain?
Oh, it's a huge honour, especially when, over my career I've played under such an amazing captain in Trent, and being able to see firsthand his growth and the change he's been able to implement throughout the group. So Nank summed it up perfectly yesterday. So there's a little bit that's a bit daunting, but there's a lot of it that's really exciting, and it's definitely taken a little while to sink in, but I'm feeling as confident as we could be, really, with great leaders like Trent and Jack still around the footy club. I think it's the best case scenario for us to continue to learn and develop with those great leaders still here.
It seems like an interesting dynamic. Have you sort of spoken to each other about what your strengths and weaknesses are, and how do you think you'll lead this footy club?
Yeah, I suppose we don't really know yet, but I think we really complement each other really well, and we get along with each other really well, and both on and off the field, and I look forward to it. I think I've definitely got areas where I can really grow, and to be supported by Dylan, I'm really really grateful for that.
Just Dylan, so your leadership style, I mean, are you sort of a lead with actions type of guy, or do you think you'll do the verbal stuff as well, or how would you describe your captaincy?
It's really broad nowadays. Like, I think the thing I've learned from Trent is that leadership comes in so many different forms, but the number one thing I think you have to be is just true to who you are. And Nank and I, as you said, we've got a lot of strengths and certainly some weaknesses each, but I feel like doing it as a couple, as two of us, is I feel so much more comfortable going into the challenge with him by my side, and certainly with the support of Trent and the playing group.
Have you had a chat with Trent as yet, either of you, perhaps together, about what it means to be a captain of this place?
Look, not as yet. I don't think. Like, he's been a big part of the whole process, and it couldn't have been more thorough. It's literally taken since the beginning of pre-season really to get to this point. So the whole process was headed by Shane McCurry, and it honestly is it's been a little bit slow, but in some ways it's really filled us with confidence that the decision that was made was the right call, and we're super excited and obviously incredibly humbled by that decision, and I think Trent's going to be a huge part of our leadership development for the next 12 months and then going forward after that. So really excited by the challenge, but also really looking forward to getting stuck into it.
Can you give us a sense, Toby, about, as Dylan mentioned, the process? I think it was described as multifaceted in the club's release about it, and it's obviously been quite lengthy. What did it involve?
So we sat down as a leadership group at the start of pre-season, which it feels like a long time ago now, and just really thinking about what we want from our captains, and both on and off the field, and what that looks like, and really getting engaged from the players and the footy club on what characteristics we want our captains to have on and off the field, and letting, I suppose, people have a say on who they think can do that. As we said, we're in no rush to get a decision. It's a really lengthy, drawn-out process that fills us with a lot of confidence now.
Toby, have you always aspired to be a captain? And, for example, when you arrived ahead of 2017, did you see yourself being a captain of the squad?
No, not at all, no. I suppose I really just strive to be a good teammate, and being able to play at such a great footy club the last 5 years, and even before that, Sydney, filled me a lot of confidence. I've played under a lot of great leaders and been involved in some pretty good footy sides over my career now. So no, not something I aspired to do, but so grateful and really excited at the moment.
Dylan, have you had a chance to talk to your brother yet? Obviously, he's lived what you're about to live. Have you had a chance to talk to him about being a captain?
No, I haven't yet. I told my wife on Saturday, and that was it. And out of family and friends and everything, we weren't allowed to tell anyone until you guys found out. So I sent a quick text to Mum and Dad, but haven't had a chance to talk to Jack. But look, he's been someone I've looked up to throughout my whole career, so I'll definitely touch base with him.
Through the process, was it that you decided that you wanted two captains, or that you had a vote and you couldn't split the two of you, so you both get it?
There's a really diverse group of preferences really amongst the leaders and coaches about what the leadership model looked like, and I think the ideal scenario, you sort of have to start with the people and then work it out from there, and I think that's what we were really trying to work out is that there were so many good leaders that really could have led the group and done a really good job of it, and then there's so many supporting leaders that equally were right up there, and so yeah, I think look, it was a long process, and I think we've arrived at this spot through the eliminating of all other options really, and yeah, I think that we collaborated really well with players and other coaches as well to find out that this was the best model for us, and shortly after we'll later on in the week I think we'll talk about what our leadership group looks like from there.
Who flips the coin first?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, you have to decide how that goes, I suppose, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
You mentioned then, Dylan, that the beauty of a place like this is that there were so many candidates, and
Yeah.
even from us, every second week there was a different name being thrown out. I suppose it's maybe one for both of you, or maybe one for you, Toby, given you spoke before about you maybe didn't have these aspirations. At what point during this process did you think, "God, it might actually be me here"?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think I've always said I'd be more than happy to do it if I was backed by the footy club, and yeah, I really I was so confident that we had so many great leaders that so many people could have done it, but yeah, I've always put my hand up and said I'd do it if I was backed, and I'm very humbled and very grateful to be in this position.
Have you had time to process, probably both of you, I guess, the enormity of it? Like, you're not only captaining an AFL club, but one of the biggest in town, and there's a little bit of pressure that comes with it, isn't there?
Yeah, probably not really is the short answer, because look, I think in some ways our role and our what we do around the club and how we behave around the club really isn't going to change a great deal, but there is extra commitment. So I suppose the short answer is no. I feel like I'm going to be me, and that's really important to me in my leadership, is that I'm authentic and I'm the same leader that I have been, but you're definitely right, there is more responsibility that we're going to have to grow into, but I think it just, I look to my right and it just fills me with confidence that we're doing it together rather than riding solo. I think it'd be a bit more daunting.
In terms of on-field stuff, I mean, obviously you just won you last year, a number of reasons for that. How do you feel your place now, and do you still feel like you can challenge this year again, and is top four, I guess, is that the aspiration again for the Tigers that it's been for the last 5 years?
Yeah, we've had a great pre-season. A lot of great young kids have come into the footy club. Largely, a lot of the group's done a large amount of the work. So yeah, we're incredibly fit. Training's been to a great level. In terms of what the outcome looks like at the end of the year, I'm not too sure. I think we're more focused on playing our brand of footy, starting this week with the intra-club and leading into some competitive practice games. But yeah, I think everyone's just really excited to, and we're no different, to get stuck into the season.
It's been touched on before, but why do you think you have been picked as captains?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think, as I said before, I really strive to be a great teammate, really selfless, and I really pride myself on building great relationships with my teammates and staff. So yeah, I'm not too sure if that answers your question, but I'll just try and be me, and I can't be anyone else. And as me and Grimes just spoke about, Trent's been an amazing captain and massive shoes to fill, but it has to be us through this process.
As captains, you'll be asked quite often by us about a variety of issues. Today's involves one of your teammates backflipping off a in Blair Gary, I believe, and a bit of criticism that might have been mounted from over the border.
Yeah.
Were you comfortable seeing Sydney Stack backflip?
Well, we're in Bright for pre-season camp a couple of weeks ago, and I actually saw the Chief jumping into a rock pool in his Speedo, so I think I'd prefer to see Stacky doing a backflip than the Chief. Look, I think we encourage all players to live a life outside footy, and certainly jumping into a rock pool I don't think was in breach of any of our footy codes, but we haven't exactly decided on what the team rules are going to be yet, so maybe that'll be on there.
No. You get around, you know, like you are the captain now, I know you've been a leader previously, but do you shoot him a message and just reinforce that? Oh,
look, actually, we were at the club when we were here today when it sort of came out, and yeah, I think it was a bit of an non-issue in our eyes, really. Tom Lynch was there with him and was swimming in the same rock pool, and all of a sudden it's a Sydney Stack issue. So look, I think it's not really much to talk about there.
I know you haven't announced the leadership group as a whole yet.
Yep.
Where does Dusty sit in that? I mean, as Lauren sort of said before, there are a number of names popped up. Would you like him to, as captains, have an actual leadership title next to his name? Do you need that? I mean, he does so much behind the scenes, but as captains, would you like to see Dusty as a deputy maybe, or part of the leadership group?
Yeah, there's so many players that are great leaders in their own right. And Dusty's no different. Whether he has a title or not, I'm not too sure, but he doesn't need a title to lead. Watch him every weekend and go about his business. He's amazing the way he leads from the front. He has probably no player in the competition that has more impact on his teammates than Dustin, I think.
Is it, I mean, he was obviously down for so much of last year, given what happened to his kicking in the last back end. Has he sort of regained that spark from you guys? It looks like he's moving really well on the track.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's been training the house now, actually, as you'd expect. It's great to see him, just back training, and we definitely missed him in the back end of last year, and I'm sure he'll be looking forward to the season.
What's the first cab off the rank now then, Dylan? Maybe you shot the text to mum and dad. Do you leave this room and are they the first people you ring?
No, I'm going straight into weights after this.
No rest.
Oh, look, I think the next few days, Nank and I are going to spend quite a bit of time together talking about what the rest of the leadership group looks like and what that model is. So along with some key coaches and things like that, Dimmer and Tim Livingston and Blair. That's probably the first thing to kind of get organised, and then from there we've got a first competitive match this weekend, so straight into game prep from there. So look, I think it already has been really, as Nate said earlier, it's a bit of a whirlwind, but really excited about it.
Is it nice to not have too long? Like, I know other clubs are keen to get this stuff sorted early on, but as you said, there's sort of no time, you just get into it.
Yeah, I suppose in some ways it is. Yeah, the best thing to do is just get out there and play footy, which is what we love doing. But I think that the fact that the process is kind of, wrapped up right before games are starting, I think suits us really well. So we're feeling pretty good about it.
Hey, just one last one, Toby. I mean, you're clearly humble, and you can see it over your face, like how excited you are. But is there a genuine sense of surprise? Like, do you feel surprised to be sitting here?
A little bit, and yes and no. I think I'm really confident in my relationships, as I said before, and my role in the way I play go about my footy. But it is a little bit surprising, and but in saying that, there's no reason for me not to think I can do the job, and I'm really excited to attack it and just give it everything I've got. And I'll probably make some mistakes alongside Dylan, but being myself, I'm really confident I can do that.